with these Glocks. First player going to get spotted. Right now, Heroic just looking to try and bypass this and make their way up A long. And Rain down to 2 HP already. He will have these Glocks once again closing in the range. He falls, and it's going to be the one-man advantage going in favour of the Danish side. Guardian already tagged up also, so Heroic working with a pretty decent advantage early on.
Yeah, what we actually didn't see over there was FaZe Clan went for the triple boost on the B side, so that isn't going to pay off for them, as it's going to be towards A in this round. As on the retake here, Nico's going to take down his counterpart for FaZe. Olaf with a second kill there as well. Going to close in now on Esatag and Bank here. Should be able to make quick work of this player here. Just Moddy and Snappy left now in this 3 versus 2.
Yeah, and Snappy isn't going to be able to clutch it out. The smoke goes down, and Carrigan is going to be on the bomb. Nice round there coming in by FaZe for that retake. They are going to be able to pick themselves up the pistol round. Get that 1-0 lead early on. Heroic, though, interestingly enough, are going to be investing into this. Usually when you get the bomb plant, you'll go ahead and just go for the 1 eco, get yourself those rifles out on the first gun round, but get them a little bit earlier. But they actually do go ahead and invest into all the pistols, 4 CZs, a Deagle, and they do have a lot of utility at least to work with. That's one little positive that we can look towards. And right now they are just going to be grouping up outside of B, it seems. This looks to be their end point. Nico just going to be holding for that flank as the rest of the players take over control of B water. Leave 2 players outside of Monster also. Apologies for any issues, it was a little bit last moment that I set this stream up, but there we go. It is going to be the Thieves finally making their way into the B-bomb site. Olaf and Guardian, they will be chiming in. Nico actually gets taken down by Snappy, somehow not connecting on that spray, and Yugi is going to be trying to bring it back now, gets himself a 1 dig, but that's all that'll happen, as now it's all onto Nico. And that's going to be the Danish Nico, of course. He has himself a CZ. He has 1 out of the 3 kills that were required. He picks himself up a second. Guardian now the last man standing, and he wins this somehow. Somehow comes in with a 1 versus 3 with only the CZ, and Nico showing that, well, he can keep up his Bosnian counterpart over on the other team.
Yeah, Trey's kind of just going back and forth there as they made their way into this site. But Nico for Heroic just really comes up trumps there. Getting those nice 2 kills to the CZ. Really utilising the angles on the site to keep shoulder peeking into the FaZe players.
Yeah, and now it's actually going to be FaZe that are on these pistols. But when you have a look at their lineup, that is something that Heroic should still be a little bit afraid of. They have very high caliber players with these pistols. Guardian, Nico with the Deagles, Olaf with the CZ also, of course, and also Rain. But now it looks to be a fairly standard default coming in by Heroic. Just going to be holding for aggression.
Doesn't look like FaZe want to kind of take engagements early, but as I say, that Rain is going to get a double kill somehow.
Yeah, taking down those 2 headshots early on, dropping a couple of weapons over that he can potentially pick up. Now it's going to be a 2-man disadvantage for Heroic as they look to try and regroup. Moddy looking to make his way back over towards the rest of his teammates. They are currently grouped up over towards A. They still have a couple of players to try and take down towards the toilets though, and it's actually going to be Guardian that picks himself up a headshot with the Desert Eagle. Nico falls, and now the bomb out in the open. That's going to complicate things for these remaining 2 players of Heroic. And right now FaZe looking pretty dominant in this round, looking like they'll be able to return the favour with those pistols. Nice find by Rain there on the Moddy, takes him down. But now it's only Yugi that remains, turning around. He isn't going to be able to get the flick onto Olaf, rather. The CZ going to be showing that it's very, very strong. We saw that in the previous round from Nico, but now Olaf returning the favour along with Rain. It is going to be FaZe getting the rifles back out. And now Heroic, will they decide to buy up once again is the question. They have 3 players who are going to be stuck double eco.
Yeah, that's the thing you really have to be afraid of against FaZe Clan. It's just how strong their players are individually. You can see them using those Deagles and CZs to great effective use there. Rain was really the key in that round, getting that double kill in connector. Just completely decimates Heroic. It's attempt at taking connector control.
Yeah, now the buy actually is going to come back in from Heroic, as we mentioned. A couple players were forced onto the double eco. Looks like they are going to be going for connector / middle, just going for control of these areas, and FaZe have actually just decided to fall off and play a little bit more passively this time. Not looking to get upset once again by these pistols. Just want to play this advantage that they have with the range using these rifles. Nice spam there by Nico, actually tagging Moddy down to only 2 HP.
Yeah, that was actually through the door and through the wood wall as well, so quite good spatial awareness there from Nico. It's getting quite confusing with the 2 Nicos in this game. Looks like Heroic now are just going to make their way onto the A site with a bit of a contact play. It's going to be Guardian here to spot them out. And he has got Rain rotating in now, as Rain's going to get in behind the truck. Gets a nice headshot onto Esatag there, and the smoke's going to go down as well. It's going to delay Heroic again. They decide to try and come through this smoke. This should be a meat grinder here for FaZe Clan, as Snappy does get one. Guardian and Carrigan combined for 3 kills, and it's just left to Nico, who will get taken down by Carrigan.
Yeah, tiny bit of damage at least coming in there for Heroic, but they don't get the bomb plant. Of course, they did fully invest into that, so they were probably aiming to at least get that bomb plant, force a couple of rebuys, and ideally win the round, but they don't really get so close to it. FaZe Clan, they have to reinvest a couple of players, but they will go for that SMG on the Guardian. He'll be looking to try and build himself up the economy to go towards the op later on. Is the caster Canadian? No, we're both Irish.
They're just going to have 5 Glocks, or 4 Glocks and 1 Deagle in this round. Don't really like Yugi buying up the Deagle. He's not going to be able to do too much with it. Guardian's going to get up and close and personal with FaZe Clan and Connector. Has Rain to come down and back him up after he gets a double kill, and it's just Nico now. This Deagle trying to see if he can do some economic damage, which he won't be able to do. So that's going to be a 3-round lead now for FaZe Clan going into this first gun round.
Yeah, interesting that Yugi actually did invest into that Desert Eagle. Of course, he is the opper for the Heroic side, so keeping all the money in his economy in the bank would be ideal for him. Of course, he will get the AK out now. He has a decent amount of utility also. And now finally, Heroic going to be getting that full buy. We'll see the first gun round now on the 6th of the game. Going to be a pretty decent buy coming in for Heroic overall. They have a decent amount of utility to work with, and right now it looks to be heavy presence over towards B. They do have full control of B water now, and it looks to be a fairly similar round to the previous time that they purchased up all this utility. But look at this player, Rain, so aggressive into the connector. Takes down Nico. S-Attack now finally going to be progressing his way into the B site, rather. Takes down one. Muddy also chimes in. And now with a 1-man advantage, Heroic, they have control of the site, but Rain coming in on the flank, takes down one more. Yugi falls. And now it's looking pretty decent for FaZe. The bomb, of course, has been planted, but they have pretty good positions to come in for this retake from. Snappy and Muddy have managed to get themselves aggressive in towards CT spawn. Rain looking to pick up a hat-trick. He does so successfully. Takes down S-Attack. And now the final 2 players, Muddy and Snappy. I think the bomb is indeed planted for them. They are just playing back from Curviti. Snappy looking to try and flank out this player in heaven, and he may just be able to do so. Carrigan caught off guard. He falls, and now in a 2 versus 2, Guardian connects the shot, but he doesn't take the kill for himself. FaZe Clan, they need to try and get this defuse in soon. The bomb's ticking away. Rain does have a kit, but he falls. Guardian now in a 1 versus 1. No defuse kit. He has to try and retrieve it, and he has to get on the bomb soon, but he doesn't have the time. He just has to back off. He has to run away, and Heroic now going to pick themselves up a 2nd round.
Yeah, I really thought FaZe Clan were going to be able to retake theirs. Rain with a nice kind of flank through Monster, really quick. Heroic are kind of caught off guard, and that allowed him to get that kill on Yugi. Flashbang over the top from his teammate allowed him to take out that player close Monster as well. Really put them in a good position, but it looked like Carrigan had lagged out in heaven, and as you said, he got taken or caught off guard, but we can see in the chat he did in fact lag out. So I think if Carrigan hadn't lagged out there, they would have clutched that round.
Oh yeah, certainly, most likely. They did have the advantage. Carrigan looked like he was setting up a pop flash or something perhaps to try and get his way out of heaven, so would have been down to try and give his teammates some more support. Of course, though, it would have been still winnable for Heroic. They had pretty good after plant positions overall. The bomb was planted for them, but Carrigan timing out definitely something that contributed to the end of that round there. Yeah,
in terms of the execute, it really was well done by Heroic. They had a nice few smokes set up on the site, kind of blocking off heaven, allowed them to get in and get the plant, and the trades really went in their favour as well. There, they did kind of, as I said, get caught off by Rain, but largely it wouldn't have mattered in the grand scheme of things. You know, if you play that round out 3 or 4 times, most of the time Rain will go down 1 for 1 there in Monster.
Yeah, hopefully we won't be on pause for too long here. Carrigan, is he back in the server? I'm not even quite sure. I can't check right now. He hasn't actually ever left us, so I'm not quite sure what happened. Maybe his internet just timed out for a moment. Ping is fine, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on.
Well, so far anyway, FaZe Clan definitely is looking like the stronger team so far. You know, they're showing a lot of their individual abilities, especially in that force buy round. Rain with the double kill and connector. But both of these teams definitely have got are quite well versed on it. You know, FaZe dominated Big and NIP to get their way here into the upper semi-finals, whereas Heroic won 2-0. I believe it was a 16-4 against Fnatic on Overpass. So both teams definitely do know how to play it. As pause is going to be removed, we're going to be going back into this. I think it's going to be a buy for both teams, but the buy out for Heroic is going to be really weak. They're going to have little or no utility. You can see even Nico down to no head armor and an AK-47. S-Attack down to Galil as well as Yugi. So I expect them to do something fast here.
Yeah, of course they are going to be fully investing in. One thing we mentioned for Heroic, even though they won the last round, they didn't survive with a single player. So, as you can see, that will be taking its toll. Going to be 2 Galils being invested. Fairly similar round to the previous one coming in by Heroic, but Nico spamming away, going to be able to take himself 1 kill on the Modi. And now, FaZe taking this 1-man advantage early on. They will just look to play it a little bit passive, it seems. They don't want to try and give any of these frags away. But as I say that, Rain looking to get aggressive over towards A, and this map control being completely handed over to him. No one from Heroic is going to be holding this. Instead, they look to still make their way over towards B eventually.
You can see Nico getting that kill through the smoke has just completely slowed down Heroic's aggression. And FaZe Clan smartly are moving in behind now, ready for a flank as here comes Heroic onto the side. Snappy with a nice entry onto Guardian. Now Nico's going to get flashed in to try and trade that frag out. He has all of Meister backing him up, and that's going to be a duo of kills for them there. It's just left to Esatag and Yugi to try and come through short here. Yugi and Esatag do get a kill each, but once again FaZe Clan come out on top in those trades, and that's going to be 5 rounds for them now.
Yeah, and the economy once again of Heroic completely shattered. They have nothing to work with in this round, and it seems like they will go ahead and force up what they can. Snappy gets himself a deagle, and it looks like we will see a couple of deagles being invested at least. Yugi not going to be saving either, which is interesting. We haven't seen him on the AWP yet, which is the weapon that he's really known for being the star with.
Yeah, well, Heroic definitely have the players that can use these deagles. As if you, I don't know if you're watching E-League, but Esatag and Yugi both were really clutch in a number of rounds with the deagle against SK. It was one of the kind of key things that kind of really brought them over the board, over against them on Mirage. In this round, it's going to be aggression and connector. Carrigan kind of going a bit too forward with no backup, and that's going to be an entry for Heroic.
Yeah, nice find there. They are still working with the firepower disadvantage. One thing we have to point out, all they are able to retrieve from that kill is an MP9. And as I say, that Guardian picking himself up a wallbang onto Snappy, going for a second one, almost connecting it. And a lot of damage actually being done to these Heroic players overall. That nade at the start and just spamming away. They don't really have a lot to work with now. It looks like they do want to try and commit onto the A side, try to get the bomb down, get themselves some extra economy at least into the following round. But Rain starting it off strong, just tapping away, picks himself up a double. Guardian spotting out the weapon, goes for the wallbang, able to connect it successfully. And now it's only Modi that remains. I believe he has himself 1 frag into the round so far, but it will be difficult to get anything else done. And indeed, Rain looking very solid so far in this game.
Yeah, I think what's really making this FaZe Clan roster so dominating is they just don't show any sort of respect to any team, no matter who they're playing, whether it's SK or Heroic or even NIP. They just kind of play all-out aggression, take every aim duel possible, and they still have the team play there in the form of Carrigan making the calls for them, which is what's making them so strong. They kind of remind me of maybe old-style Envious with a better in-game leader.
Yeah, and this should be an easy enough round overall here for FaZe. Only Glocks they will be facing off against Heroic, not able to really invest anything at all. Need to keep that money for the following round to try and get the rifles and the utility out. And now they will just be trying to make their way up connector. Rain once again looking to try and clean it up. He's been having a great game so far. They probably don't want to hand them too many more kills, build up that confidence. But right now they are just going to be opting to stick around in connector. Hope perhaps that one of the CT players will overextend and give away a frag, similar to what we saw from Carrigan in the previous round.
Yeah, it's just going to be 5 Glocks, so largely they're just going to hope to maybe even get a bomb plant or just take down a rifle or two, but I don't think they're going to be able to do too much, as they're just going to run into the Rain and Guardian meat grinder. Rain with 3, Guardian with 2. They just make quick work of that 5-man push out of connector.
Yeah, and now Heroic finally going to be back onto the buy, but Yugi still yet to get the AWP onto this rifle. They have a decent amount of utility to work with. Esatag should be able to buy up a couple of smoke and perhaps a couple of flashes also, but instead actually goes for the Galil. Wants to get that extra utility, so that means we may be seeing some sort of a set execute coming into this round. But right now, just going to be a bit of a default. One player holding over towards B, the rest of them trying to make their way out mid, looking to try and get some control and take these end battles. And so far, FaZe, they've been playing very aggressively on mid, so they'll be looking to try and take one of these down. As now they make their way up A long. Guardian is going to be able to open it up. He picks up one. Rain will fall though in return, but it's not going to be for long, as Guardian able to reaffirm that advantage for the FaZe clan side. And now he will just begin to fall off, play this more passively, and it's going to be Heroic that are forced to try and make a play now to equalise the situation.
Yeah, nice bit of cover for his teammate there from Guardian. Even though his teammate's quite close to rock, he can use that off from long range, and that allows him to fall back after he gets those set of frags. Fall back to the site now. They can play that man advantage. As Heroic, with a minute left on the round, are just trying to see if anyone will overextend here in T-spawn. We can see nobody from FaZe Clan wants to get that aggressive smartly enough.
Yeah, still 45 seconds or so for Heroic to work with right now. They are just trying to clear these positions. Make sure that no one from FaZe is still pushed up aggressively and trying to shut down this hit, which looks like it will make its way over towards the A site. Karrigan is going to be positioned towards here. The help of Guardian, obviously. Guardian already has 2 frags to his name. Looking to try and increase that now with the AWP as a couple of players go ahead and attempt to face him over towards A long, but right now there will be a smoke blocking off his view. So that will at least leave Heroic safe for a little while. They can try and close the distance, and they really need to get a move on with only 20 seconds left. Now Modi.
Carrigan on the sneaky off angle will take it down by Modi. S-Attack with a second frag as well. They're just going to make quick work out of nowhere of that FaZe Clan defense.
Yeah, nice entries there coming in by the Swedish player for the Danish side. Able to pick up the first, the bomb gets planted, and now the remaining 2 players for FaZe. Let's have a look at the economy. It's pretty decent. They probably should just be looking to go for this. They're only down by 1 man. Trying to at least get some damage done. Modi spots out Olaf. And now Olaf attempting to play around this site, finds himself the first headshot, but time it's beginning to slowly tick away. He needs to support the Nico, who's only now beginning to make his way over towards the site, and this is a really good position for both Yugi and S-Attack. They are playing over from short. The bomb is planted for them. I don't think there's a smoke either for either of these players to throw down, and Yugi gets himself the headshot. Nico, he will be able to get onto the bomb, but does he have time? He will indeed, so that's going to be another round onto the board for FaZe, and a nice clutch there coming in by the 2 remaining players, the 2 superstars for the FaZe clan side.
Yeah, that's going to put Heroic's economy in absolute smithereens. They've really struggled to get something together in this game, and I think it's all off the back of that force buy FaZe Clan won early on. All the buyouts from Heroic have just had little or no utility. They've always had Galils in it as well, and FaZe Clan smartly go for the retake there and do in fact take it. That's just going to put them in a really strong position on their counter-terrorist side.
Yeah, and of course that bomb planter will allow Heroic to buy up once again. This time they're going to be lacking utility a small amount and still just working with the 5 rifles. Now they look to try and take control of Connector, grouping up, but it's going to be Rain instead who finds the opening frag as he gets aggressive over towards middle. Once again, Heroic not getting much done early on, but look at that trade coming in by Yugi. Great shot onto Rain as he makes his way out of the party position. So we're back into a 4 versus 4. This does tend to favour the T side, force the CT side to split up their defence, but Guardian peeking out aggressively, finds himself the first onto S-Attack. Nice flick onto Nico, takes him down. And right now this attack from the Heroic side being completely shut down by Guardian. Karrigan will chime in to close the round out, but Guardian, he gets the heavy lifting done in that one. 9-2 now in favour of FaZe Clan. Beginning to run away with it on their CT side as Heroic. They should be forced back onto an eco.
Yeah, I was about to say there was no real rotations up from the B side for FaZe Clan. Heroic's players were really close to Guardian there, but he just comes up trumps and gets a 3k there with the op. Just makes Heroic look like a completely weak, different team from what we've seen in recent weeks. So it's going to be a fast play towards B, playing off a bit of contact here with these C-Seds and armors.
Yeah, but the utility from FaZe is going to be put down, delays them quite a bit. And this is a play that we've seen Heroic go for quite a few times now, just setting up outside of B with his smokes. And look at Nico, look how aggressive he's getting, spraying down. Hasn't yet connected a frag for himself. He will eventually. A little bit shakier than perhaps we would have expected, but now it's going to be Olaf and Karrigan also chiming in. All onto Nico, the Danish Nico. Only a C-set in hand. Gets himself 1 kill, retrieves an M40 use. I should probably slow down my speech. Apologies. There's people in chat who've been asking for it, but just do it out of habit. But here we go, Nico now. Looking to at least try and get some damage done. The economy for FaZe overall, it is pretty strong. Nice find by Karrigan, pushes his way aggressive into Monster.
Well, Heroic will have a buy-up in this round, but once again, FaZe Clan just continue to build up a massive economy, so they're going to be really able to buy out for these last few rounds. Nice find from Nico there to kind of just catch Heroic off guard, throwing that utility. And he had a teammate, I think, backing him up as well from the end of Monster, so really he was going to at least get a 1-for-1 there, but he's going to get those 2 frags and just shut down that push from Heroic.
Yeah, finally back onto the rifles though. Enough utility to work with, but interesting that Yugi still hasn't managed to get himself the AWP. I think he'd go for the eco one of these rounds when the rest of his team forces up. Very interesting. Muddy, nice spam there through the smoke. Does a small bit of damage onto Nico, and now the fights, they will be taking place over towards middle. Does end up in a 3 versus 3 as the trades come in successfully for both sides. And now Heroic, they should be fairly complacent with that. That will be in their advantage, and actually it's going to be increased even further as S-Attack catches Olaf as he tries to get aggressive towards Connector. Look at this though, no fear but a FaZe Clan side. Nico has already made his way out towards Monster. Pushed out aggressively, has a perfect position. Will they check this is the question. Muddy looks to be doing so. He will eventually get the kill. It's actually going to be Yugi who manages to trade it out. So we are in a 2 versus 1 now. Guardian all alone. Gets hurt as he runs down Connector, and S-Attack takes him down. And that's the first op I think we've seen on any of the Heroic players' side now. S-Attack able to pick that up. So let's see what Yugi can get done with that.
Yeah, kind of a messy round from FaZe Clan there. They went for the aggression towards Fountain, but there wasn't really good utilization of their flashes, and the Heroic players were holding for them as well. So Heroic come out on top of that trade, and then the last few players from FaZe just each push in individually, trying to get a multi-kill. But Nico, with a bit of a whiff towards that little stairway and monster, was kind of the end of that round.
Yeah. Now, Heroic, they can still get themselves a pretty decent half, of course, if they get up to 5. They will be able to get the comeback, but got Olaf with the secondary AWP, pushed up aggressively on B short, takes down the first. EPICENTER falls, peeking in, perhaps not expecting it to be in that position. We haven't quite yet seen that, and now Heroic working from a man down with a lot of damage also done onto Yugi. Looks like they just want to go ahead and straight up commit into this B side, straight through the smoke. Nice find by Muddy, does take down the first player. Carrigan falls, but they may not expect another couple on this site. Indeed, Nico and Olaf take another each. Olaf with the op doing all the work. Yugi, last man standing, eventually connects onto one, but he still has 2 more to find. 1/3 of the work that is required of him has been done, but still a lot for him to overcome. As now he's just going to be holding, waiting to see if any of his players will make a mistake, perhaps giving away a 1 versus 1, give him a chance to make his way back into this round. But as we can see, FaZe playing it extremely passively. They aren't going to hand it away for free. Yugi, he will have to work for it. Nice usage of that Molotov though, will force Rain back off, but actually the nade takes him down. Kobe over the wall.
Yeah, Olaf gets that entry with the op, and Heroic's reaction is to try and go through the smoke. Well, they toss their smokes in and then just try and pop flash their way through the smoke, expecting Olaf to be up close with the op, which he is in fact doing, but Olaf somehow dancing around that middle pole is able to get a number of frags and allow his teammates to rotate in quick enough to back him up.
Yeah, good job by Olaf there as the secondary opper for the side. And now Heroic, of course, they have to buy up. This is the last round of the first half. They get what they can, and actually they managed to get a open frag there onto Rain, who gets aggressive towards Connector. He does a lot of damage, but he doesn't manage to take a single kill. And now Heroic looks like they do just want to straight up commit towards this A site. All the players, they will be coming in towards a pretty solid defense overall by FaZe. They have 3 players waiting for them, and it's just getting completely shut down. Guardian, Olaf and Carrigan all chime in to destroy every single oncoming terrorist. The barrage of terrorists just gets completely shut down, and now it's only Snappy that remains. 1 versus 4. Only a UMP to his name, no utility either, and he gets caught off guard. Nico coming in from the flank takes him down, and that's going to be a 12-3 lead for FaZe Clan as they swap over to the T side. I guess you can see why they did choose this map.
Yeah, they did get the entry pick in that round, but they had to go through a Molotov to find it, and that just put them all on really low HP, and it was an easy cleanup for Guardian and Carrigan on A site there. But so far in this game, Heroic have been just really kind of passive on the T side. You know, they were almost afraid of the aggression from FaZe Clan, and you could see they were just afraid to take any sort of map control and angles early on, and that just allowed FaZe Clan to get it really in their face, get those 1-for-1 trades at minimum rather, most of the time getting 2 kills.
Yeah, but we are live into the second pistol round now. This will be really important. Basically, I'm going to have a couple of players picking up utility. That will be Carrigan and Guardian over on the CT side. Moddy picking up that defuse kit with a smoke. The rest of the players just going to be rocking Kevlar. And now FaZe Clan, they have taken over mid. Early on there was aggression by Heroic. They spotted this, but they were forced off back towards the site. Forced to play it a little bit more passively, and FaZe Clan overall look like they're gone for a bit of a default. I presume we will see them regrouping soon over towards one of the sites to go for this execute, and right now they are going to be going over towards B, where there is aggression from the CT side. EPICENTER eventually connects that headshot onto Nico, but has to be careful of the players coming out with Connector. Snappy also spots Guardian connecting the damage, not yet to take the frag, but at least slowly chipping away at the HP. And now Heroic able to fall off, play a little bit more passively back towards the sites, but Snappy, great shot there onto Olaf Meister. Is the man advantage slowly being increased by the CT side, but it's going to be Rain to chime in with one of his own. And now it's completely fallen apart for FaZe Clan. Only one man remains. Guardian yet to even use that smoke that he invested into.
Well, he is going to be making his way up onto the A site, so he should be at least able to get the plant. He only has 1 man to take down, but Nico will catch him off guard with his knife out, and that's going to be the pistol round for Heroic. Big mistake there from FaZe Clan was they had 3 players in Connector, and they just didn't really coordinate their push through the doorway, as EPICENTER was kind of isolated from all his teammates on the bomb site, facing through that second monster tunnel. He's able to get a frag and fall back into the site, which was the real big mistake there from FaZe, as if they had their Connector players push out faster, they might have been able to trade that frag. So on this round, they're just going to force up Deagles on FaZe Clan, and Heroic go for a bit of an interesting buy. 4 UMPs. They're going to look to try and get those close range duels against these Deagles. Yugi with the first pick takes down Rain and is going to fall back to have the support of his teammate. Spots 2 more players in bathrooms here and do a lot of chip damage to Olaf Meister and eventually take him down. They will have a 2-man advantage now. Still allow Heroic to just play passive on the sites.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't be peeking anymore. Don't want to give these frags away towards the Deagles, but as I say, that Guardian spamming does manage to take down Yugi. And also Nico is fairly tagged up, so if FaZe can at least get a little bit of damage, make it a slight bit easier for them to force the eco later on. But as I say, that Nico walking in towards the B side takes down another, and that was the sole defender on this side of the map. Modi will be rotating down to try and put in some sort of a defense, but right now just stuck over towards Graffiti. And now Guardian looks to come and join in with his teammates. The bomb at least getting planted into this round for FaZe Clan, and it is of course still winnable. Nico coming in now, spamming away with the UMP, picks himself up one, but trades instantly going to be coming in for the FaZe Clan side as the Molotov holding off this aggression from Snappy as he looks to try and push up the bridge. Eventually catches the side of Carrigan, and now it's all up to Guardian. 6 HP, all he has to work with, and that smoke actually leaves a little bit of a gap for him to work with. Won't be able to get too much done as Modi finds himself a headshot. And there we go. It is going to be a 5th round onto the board for Heroic. Perhaps a little bit closer than we would have expected after taking that early advantage.
Yeah, they make a round that should have been easy for them. Quite hard work. As I think that 4 UMP was a bit of an intuitive buy against FaZe Clan. We know they love to buy up the Deagles, and if you can just kind of get up in their face and run and gun with the SMGs, it's really hard to hit those Deagle headshots. But we saw them just double peek out long A into Guardian's Deagle, giving FaZe a chance to equalise the numbers game.
Yeah, and interestingly enough here, FaZe have decided to buy up. I believe that was Guardian who dropped an AK over towards Nico. They only bought him up, of course. Carrigan investing a small amount. Rain is going to be taken down instantly though, so once again Heroic taking that one-man advantage. And now FaZe, what will they decide to do? Of course, they are going to be opting on Nico trying to make a play with that AK, I would presume, so he is now going to be coming back over towards mid with his teammates. But look at this aggression from the Danish Nico, rather, instead. Looking to try and face off against his counterpart. Spotting a mouse, spamming away, actually dinks him down to only 8 HP. And now Nico somehow taking down Yugi over towards middle. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but it's all up to Nico now from the Danish side. This is very confusing. I'm not going to lie to you as I'm trying to say both players' names. Comes up with a double for himself. Olaf chimes in with 1. And Heroic still with a one-man advantage. Nico just needs to try and stay alive, waste some time, as we can see there is going to be a flank coming in. Esatag coming in from behind, but it may not be needed. All onto one man now. Olaf Meister left in a 1 versus 2. Definitely a winnable situation.
Well, he has got the bomb, but he hasn't got armor, and as a result, he'll get aim punched down by the SMG. So Heroic with another close round. FaZe Clan did go for sort of a weird buy from Guardian, but I think that was just to try and keep the Heroic economy at bay, as there is going to be a buy up into this round. Really like the aggression from the Danish Nico there, as that's what I want to see Heroic doing, is they have really skilled players, and I want to see them getting aggressive, using their own individual skill to get those entries and really slow down FaZe. You know, you really just can't give FaZe any bit of map control to work with.
Yeah, and as you say that, Yugi is actually going to go aggressive. He finds the opening onto Olaf. Guardian did throw a flash in, but it didn't actually blind up Yugi, so that allows him to escape now with a one-man advantage for the Danish side. As now they will just make their way back off towards the site, looking to try and play this a bit more passively. FaZe Clan taking themselves some map control at least. They do take over Connector and a bit of control over towards A long.
You can see Nico once again going aggressive towards long A. Yeah, they do have the man advantage, but so far we've seen the aggression is really catching FaZe off guard, as now they're going to be lining up for a bit of a beast execute, but Modi gets taken down by Nico on this entry, and he's going to make his way straight out onto the side here. There's 2 players left. Nico with a second frag onto Esatag, and Snappy goes down to Carrigan as well, as they just steamroll over that Heroic defense. That really is just how this FaZe Clan roster rolls.
Yeah, they roll over their opponents.
Indeed. Don't think Nico and Yugi are going to decide to go for this. Looks like they're just going to save these 2 rifles, having a look at their economy. They may be able to get a bit of a buyout if they go for 2 SMGs on 2 of their players.
Yeah, it definitely won't be optimal by any means, and if they do decide to eco, that puts FaZe up to 14 rounds, and that'll put them down quite a lot. Wouldn't really give them too much room to work with. They'd have to get themselves a lot of rounds in a row to make this comeback doable. Yugi does at least find 1 frag onto Rain. Needs to try and stay alive now. That's the only problem.
Heroic should have realised their teammates were kind of going aggressive on A, and should have really just went defensive on the B side, almost giving up the site, you know, because they would have had players coming in from all locations for the retake and would have been heavily favoured, because FaZe Clan had little or no utility in that round. But nonetheless, the Nico show must go on, and he makes his way into the site with an easy double kill entry. Makes it look so easy. Man is crisp as hell. We do see Heroic gets a buy. It's better than Well, it's not really too great, to be honest. It's one FAMAS, 2 M4s and 2 SMGs, and not a single kit in sight, as it's going to be Yugi once again going aggressive here. Does take down all of Meister, and the other 2 players for FaZe are stuck behind that smoke, but Rain, making his way up long quickly enough, will drop Yugi. So, man advantage for neither team right now. Nico will take down Snappy once again. That man just does not miss. It's up to Nico here. Danish Nico, should I say, in Connector, to really do something to bring this round back in Heroic's favour.
Yeah, FaZe working with a decent advantage here. They have a lot of map control also to work with, and Nico, as you mentioned, he is kind of stuck in the Connector here, split off from the rest of his team, leaving only 1 player to each site, and that'll be a very difficult situation for him to try and hold once FaZe do make a decision about where they want to go. Muddy though, playing a bit aggressive up towards this monster smoke. Nico is going to be on the other side of it, but it looks like he is just going to be playing this lurk, looking to try and cut off the rotates. As the rest of his players, the rest of his teammates rather, they do group up towards A long.
You can see Carrigan watching for the flank there. They're really expecting aggression from Heroic, as it's what they've seen in the previous few rounds, as they are going to decide to put 2 players on this B side defense, but it's going to be a fake from Nico, drawing these 2 players in, and now this hit is going to be coming up towards long A at any moment. They've actually rotated a 3rd player, in fact, into B and completely given up the site. Heroic have been duped by FaZe, and I would imagine they're just going to go for the save once again here.
Yeah, I would presume so. They don't really have a lot of money to work with. Let's see what they do have left over in the bank. Basically nothing. All of these players are going to be working with at most $300. Money bonus wise, they will only pick up $1,900, so only UMPs can be dropped to them by their teammates. So this is going to be very difficult now for Heroic, as FaZe Clan looking to just run away with this game, it seems. Looking to try and close out this map early on.
Yeah, we haven't really seen too many executes from either team. It's just been largely FaZe Clan winning the duels, winning the trade battle, and just constantly winning that war of attrition in every single round.
Yeah, it looks like all 3 players will be able to carry their weapons over. At least that is a positive for the Heroic side. We did see FaZe Clan attempting the hunt, but they themselves don't have the strongest economy. Can't really afford to drop too many of these weapons. Apparently we're having small stream problems. Apologies, I didn't realise. I will make sure I fix them as we swap over into the next map. 33 and a third. Yeah, indeed. I'm Irish. Here we go, though. It is going to be the force buy coming out by Heroic. They buy up what they can. They have a couple of rifles, that FAMAS and the M4, 2 UMPs and a Desert Eagle onto Yugi. And Yugi, he did look to go aggressive early on, but isn't able to find anything for himself. As now, FaZe, once again, just going to be going for the standard play we've seen so far. Taking over Connector, trying to take over mid also. And it has been working for them. They've been successfully finding these frags, just forcing Heroic now back towards the sites to play this more passively and just giving up so much map control.
You can see FaZe is kind of reacting to that defensive play from Heroic in this round. They're really getting up close to the A site much quicker than we've seen in the previous few rounds. And Nico waiting in Connector does get the drop on money there. He's only going to be able to see his leg though, as it's going to be a full set of smokes walling off all the Heroic players. Olaf pushes through the smoke. See if he can get anyone in. Nice spray control there to take down Snappy. You will see that flashbang toss over the top from Yugi, who is the only man left, and Rain and Nico just take down those last 3 players. Yeah, it's match point now for FaZe.
Yeah, and look at the economy for Heroic. Look how weak it is. Once again, just going to be buying into these SMGs and pistols up against the full buy of FaZe Clan. Looking like this may be the first map going in favour of FaZe. Of course, it is their own map pick. They did choose Overpass, so it'll be interesting to see how Heroic fare when they go over to Cobblestone, which was the map that they decided to pick in this series.
Looks like it's going to be an all-out B attack here. They are going to go for some utility usage, not just a straight push in. As you can see on that X-ray, all the players lining up those nades. There's going to be 2 players in Connector for Heroic here. They may be able to get a quick flank here. Olaf on the lurk will get taken down by Snappy with no answer back. And FaZe have decided to call off this attack and just hold for the flank now.
Yeah, nice find there by Heroic. They definitely needed an open frag considering the firepower disadvantage that they have. Apologies there, I'm not quite sure what's going on. GoTV not working for me, so it is now going to be only 2 players that remain for Heroic. Somehow all the frags going to be going back in favour of FaZe Clan. Only Esatag and Yugi remain. Yugi trying to play up closer with the Deagle, not really the best position, and he has Nico coming towards him now. Gets spotted out and he will get taken down, and now only 1 man remains. I believe he has made now, so Rain should be aware of his position, and he will fall. So that is going to be a 16-6 victory in favour of FaZe Clan on this first map. Don't go too